Listening devo te. Listening devo io ti shama layo ota listening devo te dio. Tendeza ngado ji. Ro bena ngeso zo ba ma xia zo xie bu chung yin le ti che gu ya de. Da ngado ke zo la xie nyo de le be ma ge je bu ci de nge ne ngeso xiang ko yi ko so de na yu. De ma xia ba che ga je xie so na ko ba sha ni ding go lo zai je ju gu ya de. De ji den de de. Da zhe xie bu zhe xie ta wa de wa de. Kwa la nyeme sun te taba tenye sheni tene lo la ya de teba chenpo yin rozo seje tong je dyungwa na deyin po chepari de soso na soso jibo tate chen mara ren de seje tong je dea tong je dyungwa tong je ta ma xia ma ta na ta mu de soso na yenpe somba di ta kan no ni ga ta chinyo le shen ge da ta anzo ba ko de wa chen teba chenpo se ta sono tene sono ya bon de wa tene ba son ton choro se ya bo ya ngene da tene son ton tene anzo nge ta la ba de se anzo ngene rong ge ge ne yi chi zo sa ge ni chi chi ba son no to ta le yi chi che ge le ye da se ma ru se ma ma shi zo ge de ji yo ko ka che ra ya ma re de ji yo sa san ne na ya ma re 나 되게 좀 쉬워져야 돼. 배낭이 다와 쇼바는 이제 영화는 아저씨 세팅 거지 내가라도 큰로 세지 뭐지. 와자 세지 뭐지. 레세 세지 뭐지. 차도 세지 뭐지. 더요 고가가 가고 좋아. 들레제 손제 또 내가 쇼바 이제 거기다 아 팬들은 돼 아서 레븐들은 돼 아서면 돼 아서 근데 서서 롱어 용도 와 대용이 다 용이 용도 봐냐 요만에 이제 콜로 띵거 진리 그래 아람 매바 먹게 샤드 샤 말이 안 걸로도 람 매바든 샤 somebody 래 용도 샤 가서 링아 예스지 샤 마리아도 롬 버진 거 로도 링아 예샤 좀바 롬 버진 데도 다 텔레가 링아 예스 샤 좀베로 패근데 되게 서서 세죠 보정 리데보정 링아 예스 샤와 마리아도 롬 머데와 제 릴 세데마가 디제 다 손은 그냥 이다 저러서 근데 나봐 손 또 저러서 열려잖아 야복게네요 나 다들 야
So really the true refuge, true protections, true guides. So is something guide, which something which is true refuge, something which is unfailing and completely reliable. So it's something within ourselves. When we can talk this in terms of as a refuge or protection in terms of in this life or even in future life. Really it is something within ourselves, and so this is nothing but the something that is the qualities of one's own mind, and all the, as we were just saying before, is the Dharma, the practice of Dharma. So which is also, as we were saying before, is something which is quality which we cultivate and develop within ourselves. So therefore, there is no doubt that if we are able to, of course, initially we have to recognize and to identify it and to recognize these qualities within ourselves, this Dharma within ourselves, and see, and then to we can see as we follow the Dharma and put it into practice, then we can recognize that how indeed, as you have learned, and before the practice, so it is very true that it is how it is a unfailing refuge, protection, and a guide for oneself. So if you talk, even if you talk in terms of the for our future life, so like nobody wants to take rebirth in the lower realms. So again, if you do not take to prevent such lower rebirth, so again the protections, the refuge, so is that Dharma within ourselves, which we must recognize and practice. And so likewise, so it is something that when we cultivate that internal Dharma within us, then it naturally, then there is we feel even in an immediate time frame, not let alone this can have this Dharma can benefit us in future in terms of the preventing bad rebirth, but even in this very immediate time frame, that you can appreciate its benefit. That how when you experience that, then there is you feel the absolute peace and freedom and happiness, joy, and there is no room for any sense of fears or any the misery, anything to to worry to arise, and so therefore particularly you can experience that how when you have that the Dharma within you, then even if all the other even if you can understand that how if you face a very a difficult or the circumstance in your life, so where you are really helpless, there's no the one there to support one to relieve one from that, then how when you turn your the attention, turn your trust, place your trust is in this Dharma or this refuge within yourself, then you can have you can see how this can help. So therefore it is it's a very like a proven fact that how through Dharma practice, then of course we from our we know that it will improve our the health or the hygiene of our state of mind, and that it brings the making our state of mind more peaceful and more relaxed, and then how this when we enjoy a good health of mind, and how this automatically also improve our physical health, and so this there, and then of course if we take into account of all the making progress on the spiritual practice in terms of the for example in terms of the three stages of the path, or three scopes, then again this is all the progress is all depends upon one's the practice, which spiritual Dharma practice, so which again is to the related to something to one's mind or something within oneself. So it is on the mental level. So like for example, if you want to follow the make the progress on the small stages of the path, then on that mental level, then we have to engage in the practice of like refraining from 10 non-virtuous actions, and then through when we do that, then how this engage in those practice, then as said before, this in future it will prevent the bad or the rebirth. But not only that, but even in this immediate time frame, this such actions, refraining of such 10 non-virtuous actions has an immediate benefit in terms of bringing more happiness for oneself and for others. And so likewise, if we talk about the following the middling stages of the path, so again there we have to cultivate as part of the primary cause or the part of the very important part of the practice is to cultivate renunciations, and how to also have to reflect upon the shortcoming of cyclic existence, and through this to cultivate the aspiration to achieve the liberations. So again, see how all these developments along the path, in terms of renunciation and the aspiration to liberation, so forth, how all these have to take place on the mental level, something within the practice where you go to the focus on to make a progress on the mental levels. So of course, likewise on the great stages of path, so your concern is not about yourself, but rather for the well-being of all sentient beings, and again to cultivate these altruistic motivations, and then to influence by that motivation to engage in all the practices. So again, even on that, it is the progress of the practice is all have to have primarily on the depends on the how you make progress within on the mental levels. So therefore, it is good to relate the Dharma practice to one's mind, and so that it can all it become very clear to one that what does practice mean and what you have to do, and then if you follow that, put the practice into Dharma into practice, then naturally or automatically then you receive benefits, such as if you practice like a love and compassions, and you made progress in terms of the enhancing more love and compassion for others. So how then, when you have that, when you have a very developed state of such loving kindness and compassion for other beings, then how this is, not only because of that, then you become you make more contribute to the to benefiting other being, but at the same time, how this because of due to these the beautiful the mental attitude that you cultivated, you develop it in yourself, how this prevent and the door for all the other like mental affliction to arise, such as the attachment, anger, jealousies, competitiveness, all those afflictive, any kind of afflictive emotions, which really are the in our day-to-day life, which is really the source of all our sufferings, and how all this automatically cease or diminish.
다 신이제는 제일 정반 이제 맞잖아. 이제 정반 이제는 판도 맞잖아. 치 정반 이제는 편도 쓰는 용가. 용만 돼와. 다 정말 기회 될래. 너네 저 삼바시보 삼바서 김풍소라. 신이 저 좀바 서서 팔을 정반 이제 맞아야지. 뭘 뜻도 맞아야지. 그럼 뭘 채세지. 뭘 차도지. 대선에 다 신의질 다 조진 봉용 거래. 시 조봉 농 조진 봉을 했더니 얘네 양하고 쉬지 요거 산지. 얘네 가르쳐나더니 말했지. 땐데 요산 나한테 먼저 파생인 소수 가르쳐나 말했지. 땐데 요산지 이라 고바셔버데 대 말해. 사자버데 팀업에 둘러아버데 팀업에 못아야버 팀업에 실로 소소 매서 체병원에 내도 체드세는 얘네자 뭐 르자네 대가 가요 마페베가 살이 영아버지 용어사 대용한테 다 논이 실드니다 세바 저보고 세바서 뭐저 코보에서 다 인소나데 콜 대용도야 이제 아 대처를 손돈에 아봉에네야 다 가이세아세레 존올드 세 펜보셔버 정말 세근이 대패 펜보셔 단다만 안전 고만 세게 여당아 대도 싸치고 쉬워지래 자정이 저러 조드 실려 종에네 저 놀려래 더 코코르 야부들해야 돼 코할이 다 땡에네 이마 대거야 보라 홍게 계속 맞지 대화대 색대로 실려 말이지. 대콜 펜도 싶지 생각하려. 코로 강아지야. 강아 영화대 계처럼 대세 팅할 쉬워 패성스. 근데야 로데지 선노지 떠나나. 먼저 야본에 가서 가 싫어지 이제 선노 마도 선도 안 되니까 하 고우야. 아주 선노 양은 이거 잘 들려라. 지진이야 세번을 얘네 전에 셀시 맞아지 세지 종가자 노지나시래 다 지지 종가자는 저러도 제리야로라 다 선은 뭐 된다 다 선도 대징이 이라 저래 앞으로 enge 저러도 제인 거는 시야 있지 년년 거는 시야 명이 제인 거는 시야 이게 대적이 그래 나로 년년야 마든 제위야 얘네 잡아지지 얘네 세제 대아되나 참말이서 영화는 참말이 대아대와 롱기샤 영화다 롱기샤 나 가디나제 제세도와 들이 산동 로고야 대가 쉬지 팽디 얘네 저러는 연인 이제 거나 야분다 쇼만이 저거 얘네 거 대야부신들 이다 아 선선에 도쇼 이다 대가 거쳐서 거 대래서 얘네래 거세데 세념 온데 마토와데 세기메 메바치라 바 때니 가 건디셔 바 거생도 다 들이 세데 세념 온데 로마서 세기메 바라 네서 대가든 좀 로나 저 늘난도 로난도 대고 채운도 얘네 저리자 미스스 가까이 제가 고자와 야가야나 마시 가르 야가요도 미스스서 제시고 내는데 다 선대도 야분데와 얘네 저를 녀마르라 바녀레기 제이지 그 딩고는 세티 제가 딩처럼 센들라 패 셔마라 디패그래 석공 로바 마젤라 펜티 펜토 티통그래 그라 맞아. 그냥 타투를 롱게 생게 새 좀버지라. 맞아. 봐 이시세는 뭐 로바 되면 가요 맞아. 내는 안은 로를 가야 가고 로바 새려. 리카리나 리드전 로지래. 야 시 로셰 레 로셰 강가전 로지야. 조존은 내는다. 얘나요 너네 칠다. 중년에다 센터라 건지시비거든요. 제 게세 쳐봐지. 진리가. 대 더 봐야 다 대도 소소년들어 다 되게 당연해요. 이게 대시에 봐냐. 아 강게 수선은 얘네 돈을 쓰니 아버 대 니말을 안 되느라 서더니오네 언저로 돈도나 내가 가지고 보래.
So another thing I emphasize so is the a positive state of mind, such as love and compassion for other beings, that which we cultivate within us. So I said these, or we can consider these as a very true, like a friend, true friend, and and this is something because this positive the state of mind which we cultivate us, which whenever we we cultivate it brings, or it always brings joy, peace, happiness within us. So therefore, really, there is, if we enjoy that, this inner peace and happiness, then even if externally is, if we lack any friend or any other conditions, we do not feel the unhappiness and sadness or such sufferings. So whereas how on the other hand, how when we internally, when we lack this such a positive frame of mind, such a positive state of mind, and then how then we will feel that despite the fact that we may be surrounded by a very good the external conditions, we can still feel very internal. We can undergo a great deal of sufferings, even suffering of like loneliness or isolations, and you totally internally you feel the complete like deprivations of any sense of meaning, any happiness, any purpose in one's life. So therefore, it's really when we consider observe our experience. So it clearly shows that how if you lack inwardly, if you lack some sort of good the positive state of mind, then how then these can the lack that, then nothing else externally, no matter what you have, then they don't actually they fill that gap or fulfill that one's mind with happiness, with joy. Even if you maybe the house that you are living can be very luxurious or very comfortable one, and the food that you enjoy can be also very very lavish. You can have very expensive clothes, and a very expensive, very trendy cars, and no matter what you have, then somehow when the people lack this something within themselves that gives the happiness, that gives the joy, then all these external things then are of no benefit, are of no use really. So therefore it's important to recognize this, how important it is. When we talk about this inner quality, we're talking about our Dharma, engaging the Dharma practice, and because it is through Dharma practice, so we cultivate, we develop, we are enriching ourselves with this quality within ourselves, and so therefore when we develop this, and as we were saying before, then even if there is no one else who will befriend you or love you, you do not feel that kind of sense of loneliness, and you, as a result of that, you suffer for that, and how as we're saying before, how on the other hand, if we lack this or internally in our mind, if our mind is filled with all this afflictive emotions, just always easily feeling jealous and pride and showing, losing tempers, and always been very, nasty towards others. Then naturally, when our mind is filled with that, then we will be personal. We will be really will be undergoing a lot of sufferings. Then at the same time, because of this mental attitude, this is also kind of turn off the other outside people to make, being nice to one, to be friend with oneself. So therefore, often then people will end up in a situation where they're completely deprived, lack of both the internally and externally. They are lacking such support, such friend, and then you can imagine the misery that person undergo through that. And as we were saying before, then even the person can experience that, even how all this wealth and the material success which they have achieved, which probably even accomplished greatly, all just there, but really of no benefit. And so therefore, there are some people who made a comment to me saying that that when they're hearing that these instructions or how that the true friend is really lie within yourself, within oneself, and people saying that how when they first heard that is really
inside.
Yeah, within or inside one, and how some even though the message could be simple, but they made a comment that they never could thought of that ever before, and how this knowledge, this like a dose of knowledge, had such a tremendous benefit to them, and really find it very useful. So similarly, there are also some other who take the advice of that how saying that the happiness lies within one's mind or inside one's mind, but not in the external objects. So again, there's some people who really reflect upon these words, and from that they it is a really a life changing for them. So therefore, just to do on really the lot of things that I've been sharing with you is, not, if not necessary, that is out of my experience, but definitely it is something that I'll share with great the fondness of love, and also something that I'm myself on a everyday basis, something I think about, such as these thinking. I always think on this, reflect upon these that they may all sentient beings have happiness and cause of happiness. May they free from sufferings and the cause of suffering, and how wonderful to be free from suffering and have happiness. So to reflect on this kind of every now and then, whenever you get a chance, and if you direct your mental attentions towards these kind of line and think about these, and through this, say, if you cultivate some sort of positive mental attitude, some sort of love and compassion, and that I would say is really the true Dharma practice, and the true meditation practice as well, because we learn from very well that what meditation practice means to familiarize our mind with virtuous objects or virtuous way of thinking. So therefore, it doesn't matter what you are doing, but if in that moment, if you are trying to reflect, trying to cultivate, or arise certain positive way of thinking, and so we can definitely call that is a meditation practice. That is the true Dharma practice. So whereas on the other extremes, so we might consider, I'm meditating, and so you sit on a perfect, like a cross-legged posture with your both eyes completely shut and just sitting there, but you really the question is, are you really meditating? So this is a question. So therefore, the meditation and the practice that we that has some sort of impact on our mind, and to the effect of certain enhancing positive qualities. So that is the real Dharma practice, and that something we say we refer to as practice which benefit us now and in future, this life and in the future. So therefore, we have to say, when we talk of the Dharma practice, so it is something, the benefit not only in this immediate time, but also in benefit even when we leave this life. But when we leave this life, so as we all know very well, that we have to leave behind everything, including our body, our wealth, all our friends, everything. So only thing that goes with this I, or oneself, is one's mind. One's mind, and then whatever the qualities, that things possess within one's mind. So therefore, since the mind is something which moves from life, from here to the future life, and so therefore, when we speak of the practice of the Dharma on the mental level, and cultivate, investing the certain our happiness and cause for happiness. So this is something that we from that we reap the benefit not only in this life but also in future lives. So therefore, it's important to also very useful to on a everyday basis to take a time to have a bit of reflecting on the meaning of the Dharma, because every time we reflect on the meaning of Dharma, so we are the directing our mind to the Dharma, and rather than the mind being occupied in the usual distractions.
Under machine there, some solution upon the arm, send one the water, that so said Shibon then, send the send him on the Mondo, and then said Shibon, send one the water, said that. It doesn't take on do that, send one the water, send the cellular shame, then Shang Chile said, and wrong in your legend, troggy, get it teacher. Wrong sentence you got it, Jaguar. Shang is Chile said, wrong in your legend, your trog. Wrong is saying if you're going to trog. Then it takes you down gaze and then you can't get about wrong in your legend, wrong is saying, then it's a Jaguar. Mundiaida. I want to so go at any rest or the Kazo Mumarachi and go there, Lord Bangi, Kazo, Lord Banton, Ramanashi, then Ton Machi, there, secret union, there, they're going to come a Kajin and coaching it, Nesona. I have boy, man, general rest. I can't do Adamama to watch it lad, David. Kasha Monti left, Tachel Lemon get it out from that also. Tang and the Martin Roman Sikaja man then reduce.
So it is said that the happiness, result from the taming or the calming of the mind, and so again, this line also perfectly makes sense. When we take the meaning of Dharma from the point of view of our of changing, the change like a state of mind, and likewise, you quite often you hear we learn that the Dharma is really the true object of refuge. The true refuge is Dharma. So again, that makes sense when we understand the Dharma on the mental level, and likewise the quotations that you are your own protectors or the masters. So which is also again related to along the same meanings. So therefore it's very important to whenever we engage in Dharma practice, so it's important to directly focus on one's mind, state of mind, and so that's why we say whenever on the other night on the previous teaching, so I mentioned that how when we engage in our like of meditation practice, so we have to check our mind first, and how if our mind is very distracted and is really not ready, and rather is still under a lot of influence of all the distractions, all the various there's a lot of chattings of the thoughts in the mind, then I said the other night that then it's very important to before one doing anything to calm all the noises in one's mind, and the way to do that, effective way to do that, is to then to do a bit of like a breathing meditations, and to where you simply direct the mind on the incoming and outgoing breath, and then and through this to when the mind is fully settled, then you continues the meditations.
then Nyamo Chun, Condition, Nyamo Chun, Condition, Nyamo Condition, Rome, Batan, say the hell, Desha, Yunguda. Then I'm not to, young Duma, sort of I'm not to change that, and then I say, not to change, Shanghai, not to Duma change, the Shanghai was doing the Chichuga, that, then matter anything I tell alone, because she was. Then found knocking madam one day I said, young no feel she they all married her. Your mother, the friend there, she not to you. She said, I'm not to enjoy in the cheese, not to load and can't touch in the one. Kaja saw development, I said, Kaja not only, there was some change and the one and doing any said the woman is a temper temperament, said, I temperament, some this, young Mandigas, you can't say any other day. Tending other chill lodges on Tenny Peria, then not to take a chair by the Hakona, then I'll go in the arch, Roger Mabana, that's on that second, do I saw the then not to share easy. I think in it.
So, as much as possible, so to trying to ensure that your Dharma practice and your meditation, whatever you do, is really hits on the mind, on one's mind, and the outcome that you really want to see with the practice is to really to minimize or to reduce the amount of mental afflictions, and make it affliction even weakening the force of the mental afflictions, and or to reduce one's the acquaintance or one's into habituations with these mental afflictions. So this is important to this should be important to remember, and to for when you engage in practice, and also to at the same time, like besides all these mental afflictions, and then His Holiness Dalai Lama has also quite often comments that says that the another really source of our sufferings, unnecessary suffering, is really our thought, this unruly thought, or this projecting thoughts, and how once His Holiness make this example, how our thought can bring unnecessary fear, by saying, for example, if somebody says that to you that if no, like when His Holiness just So His Holiness was at one time was giving the account of his own early life, some stories, and he was saying that one of his teacher who looked after him, so he, in order to attendants, and because the attendant was always very concerned about the safety of the Dalai Lama's, and that he may fall on the edge, or tip over things like that. So in order to reduce discourage His Holiness to
no gospel that he said no God, that gospel, God, that gospel, the whole not very scared. No God in there.
So just to discourage His Holiness from running all over the places, so they say if you go into those dark rooms, there's really some like a ghost there, harmful ghost. So he really he gets so frightened. So there was no ghost there. I mean, may not be. And so likewise here, so how with the our thought, uncontrolled thought, and how we are, when our mind projects something, then it becomes a realities, and it can be a source of fears and the doubt. And so likewise how sometimes people, when not necessarily there's anything wrong with it, that the people, but when the other make the comment that looks like you are losing your mind, or you're losing your memory, if this person hear that same thing from other very often, then they really started to believe in that, and it would have as a result that they would have a effect on them. So therefore how our mind. So the point is that how even if there's in realities there's really nothing there, no true cause of suffering, but how our mind can because of the sudden influence, certain way of thinking and certain thought process. So how then the can become a real source, can bring a great deal of suffering and fear.
That's sometimes it's another lorry thing. I put the lorry thing, tea, mantra, she get you much. Lot and treasure the mantra, man, tree, she by washing gets a thing, other corn, no other less young with you. Children of fire, other than them much I do. That's what I make us alive. I know go by the Geshe Moa, can't lodge in life, but I'm Charles Goda. Lodge the American Dodach in it. Remember, Rapamecha, Kiss and Kangalo, Engapachi Jagan, call Engapachi Jagan, Geshe Lojanus. My young men, get them a treasure, but they're guessing of Shatachio. Kick them Jata. Just the thing I said. Just that Jad, Pagan the Chahaman to say near the card, Jan Yad. That they call Mafia. They Mafia, the king art, and they remember the man may have was there. They made the sad that you know I had that thing. Madon Dam the shedding and Lord Helena may have should say, he's a king I tell her. Not there, I got there, not there, call my near, there, very given, and got in Kaji. And they do demo married, and they don't want to train demo marriage, I keep the demo zero, Martin never married, but given a thing, what's it, kissing. Is a kid at the Majo, is that Lord Tishi make it that the marriage in there? Is a pencil than any or something.
So so many of you heard before. It's also important to study about the mind and the mental factor. It's a very major topic of study. So in that study, so there's one chapters. One section where the mind is divided into two, in terms of two types, which is a mistaken and unmistaken state of mind. So and then how in the someone in our actual experience. So if we cultivate if we generate certain state of mind, say even a mistaken state of mind, and however through, if you recognize that as a mistaken state of mind, as a mistaken state of mind, then it will naturally have a less effect on the mind, have less effect on us, have a less like a harm to us. So just to relating to this, so if I tell you this one very old story, when I used to live in Korpan monastery, so there was the female doctor from American, and then who the other time then there were there were a number of other Geshe were there, so we all were started to cough a lot, and then this the doctor so recommended to everyone to have a acupuncture and to as a way to cure that. But Krishna said he refused that. He wasn't, quite convinced of it, this will help. So anyway, he refused it. He's one of the, but there are some other Geshe who took it, and among them, then there was one Geshe who he then said actually the acupuncture didn't work for him, and he was shared his experience that how the whole process where he was asked to rest for an hour, and then whatever they did the treatment, and but however it didn't help him, and then he has some other health conditions, and then might be taking some kind of certain drug, and then probably as an influence of these drugs, so he this go market. Namju mendila drugs. Or medicines, yeah.
Medicine drug different. I said medicine, he said drug. Completely opposite.
Is it?
Medicine, men, Tibetan beneficiaries, men name. Medicine, Tibetan say men are beneficial.
Yeah.
Drug, Tibetan do is harm. Drug say harm. Medicine beneficial. Tibetan. I said medicine. He said drug.
Okay, so the
I help him harm.
So this
no.
So this maybe some as an effect of this medicine. So he
he encouraged vegetarian 2 hours there. He said, I don't know one day at lunchtime, he closed mirror. He lay all that closed mirror. He said, he gave medicine, very nice medicine. One day, what happened? She said, he said, medicine they take in very, very relaxed. We're going to live higher, going to live in the sky going to live in lots of flowers. So I don't know the dog, I don't know understand that. Then he lives that sick, he lives sleep there, that's very sick. Then he read down on somewhere dead. Had their comments talking that.
So anyway, this Geshe, when took all this, the strange experience as an effect of this medicine, and so he believed, even though it seems he had the experience where as if there are somebody's sticking their head out and starting to talk to him through the window, but he didn't take that way. He did this must be totally my deluding and mistaken, and so therefore the trying to say here how when we do that, then it doesn't when we recognize the mistaken thought, mistaken state of mind as a mistaken, then it cannot cause much fears or harm. So that's what this Geshe managed to do that at the time. Oh.
단ong 안 되는 저것이야 가고 싶스 야부 저를 전처로서 대세 몇서쟁이야 몇서쟁 지기다 지기 주전에 야부도 리뷰 좀 마셔 집이 주전 나고 리뷰 좀 지기 주 뭐예요 리뷰 좀 내마야 신 야부야
so we're going to continue from where we left last year in the next week. So just to point out that the last time we no. So we stopped at the sentence which says also as you sort through the material goods for charity, give the better first and give away completely the all good presented for charities. So we will next week we continue from things to give. Is that right? Yeah. Then otherwise, I'd like to say that I was very happy to see you all again, and also it's to be all of us to be gathered here for this teaching, and then it's important that in order for our time together to be very meaningful, then to on everyone, for each of us make an effort in this, and so also we wanted to make this gathering as where the gathering of true virtuous friends, and so with the true, when you be friend with a virtuous friend, so there is you derived benefit to each others, and not with when you mix with a non-virtuous friend, then so it's important to know the difference between the good or the bad friends. What makes what things makes this the good friend or the bad friend. So when you recognizing this, and it would help one to be to be more associated with the virtuous friend. No. No. No, the Pemba Mess. No. No. Medicine. That's just terms in Tibetan for medicine, what we use the word men, but in English we call medicine or anything else like healing or I don't know. Has the words got any meaning? Yeah.
They're interchangeable. Depends who's saying them.
Yeah, context. Yeah.
So just say, let's go party, you bring the drugs. It's obviously something different.
Yeah.
I went to the doctor who prescribed some drugs.
Yeah. Different.
Yeah, so drugs have a negative connotation, but medicine is usually
Yeah.
used to take this medicine.
Yeah.
Americans use drugs.
Yeah. 지난다 간소였던다 이 인지기 측의 drugs 해줘라. 거다지 약어던 도니가 찍어라. 다 medicine 수좀 딱고 펜토에 찍을 거고레스. 다 로스란다 아리도라 단다 간소 데 medicine 쓰고라 빈바인 drug 인식 쓰고라도. 아리도라 맹기 medicine 쓰라 drug 라고레스. 다 양이 니가 요래서 다디 식지단 medicines나 다지 펜스나면도 다 간다 콜라 독자요 말해서 약을 못. Sorry.
He said from the word origins, medicine had a beneficial, and drugs had like a negative connotation.
Yeah.
From the words.
Sikhurangi 중공조랑에 that drugs the medicine. Kurang tangbo kurangi daji sik tangbo jungsal sena drugs le da dosi nyoba hiya tukchaji kuwaresa. No.
Daka ngada tu mese, tebele tu me.
Poison.
Very different.
Tibetan medicine, and then opposite is poison.
Three poisonous, three poisonous, illness, attachment, anger.
Yeah.
Three poisonous, seven. Medicine and beneficial, beneficial. Wrong manner
Harmful.
The car jam, medicine, two canal kid the kitchen. Comments.
No.
Medicine, two the coding kitchen.
No. Yes. Sometimes when you say medicine is like something oral.
And dropped. Something medicine
Injecting.
dropped. Other towel.
Drinking.
No medicine towel.
Tablet.
Blood towel and blood pressure towel.
Blood pressure.
I don't want to. There are towels. Other medicines, I know. That's it. Medicine is something they dropped. I don't know. That's so
we continue with the reading, and then if people could bring the tea.